Welcome to Unity Inspired Living. Our community began in 1989 as a small worldwide Unity book study group, and we've continued the momentum as an ever-evolving spiritual community. Each Sunday, you will find dynamic thought leaders delivering inspiring messages and talented musicians sharing sound healing through their melody. Here, we embrace ancient spiritual traditions, universal truths, and emerging wisdom. Let's check out this Sunday message. We're so grateful you've joined us. Sunday greetings, beautiful friends. My name is Amy Van Ling, and it is with deep, heartfelt gratitude that I serve this beloved community as your spiritual director. Welcome into our Sunday morning Facebook live stream. Thank you for joining us in this field where we nourish and nourish our souls by stepping deeper and deeper into our becoming, into our authentic nature, into aligning with spirit, with God, our higher consciousness. And we then flourish as we allow the magnificent, creative, inspirational expression of ourselves to unfold. And then we inspire others to do the same. They come along, they feel the energy, they're like, hey, what's going on there? I want to be part of that. So thank you for co-creating this space. I'm so grateful to be sharing time with you this morning. If you're watching the replay on YouTube later, welcome in. You are also co-creating this space. I know that might sound a little crazy, but we do, no matter the on the time scheme, you are part of this creation, and we are so grateful for that. If you want to know more about what's happening here at Unity Inspired Living, check out our website, unityinspiredliving.org. You will be able to find all the events, the upcoming things, what's going on. Then reach out to us because we love to hear from you. Hi, Julie. Hi, Carol. Carol says, good morning, beautiful family. Yes, indeed, we are. Julie says, hi, Karen and all. Nan says, good morning, all. Hi, Mom. My mom is here. She says, good morning, dear ones. Florence is here. She says, good sunny morning. Yay! Is it sunny? Julie says, good morning. Hi, Peggy. Peggy's logging in. I love to see all of you logging in with us. It just brings me such a big smile. We welcome you into our space and consciousness and invite you to embrace your truth. We encourage you to be aware of the vibration of love that is you, that is your truth. Declare unconditional love today and every day. Recognize oneness with the magnificent divine mind, and breathe in the spirit. Here is my favorite definition of inspiration. Take a breath of the spirit and let it to flow through you and out into the world. Our theme this month has been turning to trust, and we've been leaning into the knowing that the highest power within us is always guiding us toward truth and liberation, toward freedom, true freedom. And that even when the path ahead is unclear, uncertain, the universe, God, is conspiring for our good, for our growth, for our evolution, for our joy. And often that trust emerges in that stillness when we're in the present moment, where we align with the spirit, with the eternal now, discover that peace that surpasses understanding. And we are leaning into that today and here, and it is with great joy and gratitude and love that I welcome back our friend and divine, delightful, world changer, world shaker, Karen DRUCKER. She's sharing the message today. I am so blessed. The daily practice of radical gratitude. And I love that, radical gratitude. It's just like, firm. We're doing this.
Thank you, dear one. Thank you. It's so nice to be here.
Yeah, we're so glad.
Are we ready to sing? Are we ready to sing a little bit?
We are. Let me check in with, well, I just want to let everybody know that we invite questions, comments during Karen's talk. So drop those in the feed. We can get to those when she concludes her talk. There's also a workshop today. So if you don't already know about that, it's the deep dive into the daily practice of radical gratitude. And that's going to be on our Zoom link, which I'm going to drop here in the feed. And it's also on our website. We have our luminous Pat McCauley here today. She's sharing our inspirational reading and our prayer of plenitude and her radiant light, which we're so grateful for. And we thank these beautiful souls on our screen for being here, creating this space, cultivating this space here, and you for creating and cultivating the space because we are doing this together. So thank you for tuning in online. You make such a difference. Our mission statement here is fostering love and wisdom, inspiring transformation, offering compassionate outreach, and embracing unity. And we thank you for holding that space, for being on this mission with us. We are grateful to be doing this together. So we are going to open with our community song now. So I'm going to hand the screen over to Karen and she's going to take us away. And we were talking right before we went live about how singing moves energy through, moves emotions through. It's so healing. And that's why sometimes you can feel such a flood of emotions, maybe even cry with singing because it is so healing to our bodies and our souls. So take us away, Karen.
Thank
We're
you,
so
dear
grateful.
one. So, yes, so first of all, everybody, here is my magic wand. Wait, come on. Oh, did the batteries die? Oh, it did. All right, well, this is the magic wand that says, I know it's going to come back. Oh, I guess it died. All right. So this is my magic wand that says that you can sing. So if anyone ever told you couldn't, now you are healed. So here's a little gratitude song. Very easy to sing with me. So just allow yourself to sing this morning. Close the doors. Let yourself just have this moment. It goes like this. Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. That's it. Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. Got it? Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. Do it again. Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. Here's the second part. I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. So blessed. That's it. I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. So blessed. Sing it out now. Here we go. I am blessed. 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 So blessed. I am 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 blessed. So blessed. From the top. You got it now. Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. Sing that again. Feel it now. Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. Second part. I am blessed. I am blessed. I am blessed. Feel that now. I am blessed. I'm so blessed. I am 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 blessed. So blessed. Sometimes I need only to stand wherever I am to be blessed. Yay. Nice singing. I could hear you out there. I could.
I could feel it, hear it. Thank you, Karen. I love that. And thank you everybody who were typing the lyrics in the chat. I think it just brings so much energy and I'm so grateful for that. Thank you for
Oh,
participating. It was beautiful. I love to see that. Thank you, Jan, Carol, Marianne, Bob. Hi, everybody. We're so happy to be together. Thank you, Karen. That was beautiful. What a way to open our morning. I am going to hand the screen over to Pat. She's got some good stuff for us, inspirational reading and announcements. Thank you, dear Pat.
thank you. Thank you, Karen. Oh, I feel so blessed. And now we move on to blessed announcements. Please join us after this service for our Zoom workshop with Karen Drucker, beginning at 11:30 to 12:30. Please see the announcement on our website and find the link listed on our homepage. You absolutely do not want to miss one more hour with Karen. It's one of the best gifts you can give yourself. All are welcome. Fundraisers. We are continuing our very successful vintage jewelry and spiritual books fundraiser during December at the following events. Join us on December 1 at our in-person service where Amy will be our speaker. Yay, Amy. And join us for our December 21 third Saturday Community Circle holiday sing-along and potluck at Kelly's home. Both in-person events will also include our fundraiser. So bring your list and cash check or Zelle and finish up your gift shopping. And if you still have jewelry and books to donate, please bring them with you on Sunday. Think holiday and birthday gifts. Again, mark your calendars for December 1, Antioch Community Center, and December 21st at Kelly's home. Also, December this month of collecting for our Wallam House women and also the Loaves and Fishes clothing drive, as well as gifts for the 10 children who will receive gifts this year. Check our website and see the list of what we still need and drop-off times. Bring your wrapped presents to our in-person service December 1 or check our website www.unityinspiredliving.org for other drop-off dates and locations. And mark your calendar for a holiday open house for our community at Jan's home, Sunday, December 1, 5 to 8. Go to our website, Unity Inspired Living, for invite. And we are so grateful to all the donors who have contributed to the Mitchell Van Ling Family Memorial Fund and will continue through December. Also, all of you who have contributed to the Hurricane Relief Fund and all those who have so generously offered their homes to us as we gather every third Saturday of the month for a dialogue about our theme of the month and enjoy a community potluck. Have a great week. And now on to our inspirational reading. The reading this week, this Sunday is, well, first of all, our theme for the month is timeless trust. And the reading this time is, quote, "Do you have a QR guide?" And these are some of my thoughts I have written. So the theme is timeless trust. Everyone trusts something, and what they trust determines who they are, what they think, and what they do. Most trust the sun to come up, gravity, the car to start, the cell phone to work. But what happens when something doesn't go according to your plan. Take a deep breath or two and open your QR guide. Having a QR, quick reference guide to refer to, can move us from a negative vibration back to feeling at ease and peaceful. You probably know the story about Captain Chester Sully Sullenberg, the fearless pilot who saved the lives of hundreds of passengers by putting his plane in the Hudson River. On January 9th, 2009, U.S. Airways Flight 1549 hit a flock of geese 3 minutes after departing LaGuardia, resulting in a complete engine failure. As the plane began to plummet, Captain Sully asked the co-pilot for the QR, which stands for Quick Reference Guide. When pilots get into trouble, they grab the QR for a remedy. For engine failures, the first remedy cited by the QR is to attempt to restart the engine. As simple as that sounds, studies reveal that in 80% of cases of engine failure, the pilot did not attempt to restart the engine. In other words, 80% of the pilots experiencing engine failure did not first consult the QR. They decided to ad lib. What's in your QR when the unexpected happens? The principles of unity can be your guide. Number 1, there is one God, which is everywhere. Number 2, we are one with God. We are God's manifestors on earth. Number 3, our thoughts create and determine our experiences. Number 4, to align, engage in prayer and meditation. Number 5, application of what we learn is crucial for movement. Personally, what is in my QR guide is knowing, number 1, I am protected and loved by the highest power. 2, life is a series of lessons for my highest and greatest good, some of which I may have planned previously on the other side. Number 3, I am more powerful and contain more potential than any outer circumstances, situation, or condition. Number 4, when I start to fear, I remember that the future is neutral and come back to the present. Number 5, there's divine order and divine timing, much beyond what I understand now. And number 6, I choose love to be who I am, what I think, and what I do. What's in your QR guide? Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you for your heart. Thank you for that share. Thank you for you. We're so grateful. Thank you for the reminder about the story about Captain Sully. I love that story. And the QR is such a great anchor for us, right? To come back to. Thank you for reminding us of the unity principles too. Even though we know them, sometimes when we hear them today, there might just be a different spin on it. It might just enter our knowing in just a slightly different way, or bring us some level of awareness maybe we didn't have yesterday. So we're so grateful for you and your heart. Thank you. And the reminders and the workshop and all the things upcoming, and check the events page on our website, because that's where you're going to see all the upcoming things we have going on, the holiday sing-along and the gathering at Jan's and this jewelry and all of it. So thank you, Pat, for bringing your heart and soul to us this morning. We're grateful. I'm going to hand the screen back over to Karen. She has another song for us this morning to get it all moving and shaking. So thank you. Blessings. We're so grateful for you, Karen.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Pat, that was beautiful. Loved that. All right. So I'm going to do, so this is a definite sing-along, because I think some of you might know this song. This is your get up in the morning and stretch and flex and stretch. Here we go. It goes like this. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Your turn. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this again. Healing. This healing, this healing, healing day. This healing, this healing. Let me hear you now. Let me sing it. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this healing again. This healing, this healing, healing day. This healing, this healing, this all right, thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful. Do that again. Think about your friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. Radiant, radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. Thank you for my life, Spirit. Thank you for my life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. My glorious, my glorious, my glorious life. My wealth. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit. Thank you for my wealth. Thank you for my wealth, Spirit. Thank you for my wealth. My opulent, my opulent, my opulent wealth. My opulent, my opulent. Did that very well. Yeah, just said. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This is healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Just say that. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Oh, thank you. Thank you for this day. Oh, yeah. Oh, I think that deserves this.
Absolutely, positively. I love it. I love it. That's one of my favorite songs. And I have you to know that was on the playlist we had when I was driving my daughter to school before she got her own driver's license and drove herself. I would drive her every day, and we had a going to school playlist, and that was the first song on it every day
Love that.
on
It's a
our
good way to
going to
start
school
the day.
playlist. So whenever I hear it, I'm reminded of those drives to school. So thank you, Karen. Okay, I'm going to hand the screen over to Pat. She has our prayer of plenitude this morning. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you so much. Oh, singing is so wonderful. I love to sing. Oh, let's all take a couple of deep breaths together and come into our hearts, our inner knowing. I invite you now to join with me as we move into a space of oneness with Spirit. We quiet our minds and open to the great realization of an abundant universe. We connect with an inner stillness that is grounded in the divine flow of giving and receiving. We practice gratitude for all that life gives us and accept there is more coming our way. We align and operate from our divine nature to give freely from a compassionate heart to ourselves and others, assured we are never void. We set our intention to engage in right action that attracts opportunities to prosper. We are each a very grateful spirit, expanding in this human life. We are gratefully succeeding in stepping forward into greater good. And so it is.
Thank you so much, Pat, for sharing yourself and your heart with us this morning, cultivating the space of elegance and light. So we appreciate your resonance and thank you for being here. And we will see you on this side of our stream, our live stream. So grateful for you. Hello, wonderful beings. I have seen all of your notes in the chat and all the love that you are sending out to Karen for the music and Pat for the reading and the prayer. So thank you for participating with us. I love the lyrics to the songs just jumping into the feed. I just think it's so great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are simply delighted to have Karen with us this morning. And just remember that during her talk, just drop comments, questions, thoughts. What does TJ say? Snide remarks. Whatever you have to say, we want to embrace it all. We want to talk about it all, mull it over. So let us know what you're thinking during the talk, and we'll get to those when Karen concludes. We have a lot of fun with that. And remember, the workshop will follow at 11:30 on the Zoom link that is going to be posted right here in the live stream chat. It's also on our home screen of our website, unityinspiredliving.org. It's also on our event page on Facebook. So many ways to find your way into that Zoom room. And remember, everybody is invited. So bring in friends. We love. Come one, come all. So I am going to tell you a little bit more about Karen for those that are just getting to know Karen, which most of us know her very well and love her and are so glad she's back. But it's always fun to be reminded. Karen's message is all about healing and love, whether singing one of her positive message songs or sharing stories that are funny, inspiring, and heart-opening. She's a keynote speaker, women's retreat facilitator, and entertainer who has recorded 22 CDs of her inspirational music. Karen is also the author of the best-selling book, Let Go of the Shore, Songs and Stories to Set the Spirit Free. Her chants and songs are used around the world and often help people deal with illness and loss or help them feel the need to feel more centered for the day. I have definitely experienced that time and time again. Karen's intention is to make a difference by using her music to open hearts and share a message of hope, acceptance, and love. And she indeed does this. She also has Sunday Sacred Sing. No, did I say that right?
Yeah,
Tonight.
Sunday Sacred Sing at 6.
Sing at 6. That's tonight. So check her website out and jump in there tonight for more heart-opening, soul-expanding song and music. It's so good for us to sing. I'm going to pray us in and then hand the screen over to Karen. So if you would just come into this space, just get into your receiving space, your receiving mode. Allow your heart to open, drop into your center. We are in a pure state of gratitude. We're grateful for the healthy cells of our bodies, our opulent health, and we are aware of the presence of spirit, always here, always available, always accessible. We are one with this presence. We are full of thanksgiving to have the glorious Karen Drucker with us today, and we bless her with our love and light and open our hearts and minds for her message of radical gratitude for us today. I release this word for the good of all, in love, for love, and as love. And so it is. Thank you, Karen. It's all yours. Take us away.
You're so good.
You're so good.
We're so good. All right. Are you ready, everybody? I'm ready for you. So here's my song. A little different here. This is what's going to lead us into radical gratitude here. Tell me if you can relate. I was cruising along, singing my songs, keeping my critics at bay. Then all of a sudden I heard her voice telling me I'm not okay. The sky got dark, the winds did blow. She crawled in my head and wouldn't let go. Now I'm in such misery, and all my faults are all I see. Poor me. I'm triggered, I'm triggered, I'm triggered, I'm triggered, I'm triggered, I'm triggered, I'm triggered. I've lost my mind and gone offline. I'm triggered, I'm triggered, I'm triggered. Was it something that somebody said that allowed her to hijack my head, leading me down this rabbit hole where I seem to forget everything I know? All those years of therapy, and look at what it's gotten me. I'm off the track, under attack, and all I want is to be free. I'm triggered, I'm triggered, I'm triggered, I'm triggered, I'm triggered, I'm triggered. I lost my mind and gone offline. I'm triggered, I'm triggered, I'm triggered. Time to blow. Don't you normally have kazoos on a Sunday morning? I'm triggered, I'm triggered, I'm triggered, I'm triggered, I'm triggered, I'm triggered, I'm triggered. I've lost my mind and gone offline. I'm triggered, I'm triggered, I'm triggered. But wait, there's something I can do here. I'll breathe and phone a friend to help me remember who I am. The things she says are just not true. I found my power, and here's what I'll do. I won't be triggered, not triggered, not triggered, not triggered, not triggered, not triggered, not triggered. I found my way, nothing she can't say. I'm not triggered, not triggered, not triggered. I'm not triggered, not triggered, not triggered, not triggered, not triggered, not triggered, not triggered. I found my way, nothing she can't say. I'm not triggered, not triggered, not triggered. You know what? I won't be. She can't make me. Nothing's gonna get me triggered. For now. Oh, yeah. Thank you. So triggered. Anybody, I'm just curious, is it just me or anybody a little triggered these days with anything? Anything? I don't know. The world, elections, Thanksgiving coming up. Getting a little triggered about anything? Maybe it's just me. I'll skip this talk. I'll do something different. But can you relate at all? So I just want to address that we all know about gratitude. You know, we know about, saying your gratitudes and how everything is good. But, these days it's a little challenging, isn't it? And I wanted to address this. I wanted to address what radical gratitude is, because it's more than just saying, oh, I love my life and everything's really great and everything's just beautiful, because we get triggered, don't we? At least I do. Thinking about Thanksgiving coming up this week, and how there could be this particular year some challenges with being with family, with people that, especially after this election, that some people could be ecstatic, other people could be feeling like they want to jump off a bridge, whatever. You might have some opposing views at the Thanksgiving table. What do you do about it? I love this quote from Ram Dass, who said, if you want to see how enlightened you've become, just go spend a week with your family. Sometimes you get a little triggered by them. And, one of the things, one of the lines in that song was, I've gone offline. And when you're working on your computer and you're just, you're writing your little document or whatever, and all of a sudden the internet goes out or something, something doesn't work, and you're like hitting the keys harder, trying to make it work. That's what getting triggered is like. When you get triggered, you immediately lose that perspective. You lose all the things that we talk about here every week of all the unity principles and all the books you've read and all the therapy you've been through, that when you get triggered, all of a sudden it's like what in the lines is, I go down that rabbit hole. And maybe the difference of enlightenment is how long we stay there. Because we all get triggered, don't we? I mean, life happens, old wounds get kind of ticked off, and all of a sudden you find yourself going back into being a 13-year-old kid going, oh my God, I know nothing. And that's what we're going to talk about today is how do you, when you get triggered, because here's the deal, gratitude is the key out. And when you get triggered and you go down that slippery slope, the difference is, and I think this is how we can tell how all these teachings have helped us through the years, is it's how long do you stay there? Do you go down that slippery slope and you go into feeling bad, and do you stay there for 2 weeks and you build a condo and invite everyone over for appetizers and wine and hang out there? Or do you notice that you're there and go, okay, what are my tools that I can literally take a rope and get out of this place? And that's what, to me, radical gratitude is. And, there are so many statistics about what gratitude is about. We know this stuff. We know that, like, for example, they said that 15 minutes a day of thinking grateful thoughts or writing your gratitudes makes you 25% happier. I'll take that, 25%. But you also know, we all know this, it improves your emotional and social well-being. You have better sleep, lower chance of depressions, helps with your cardiovascular health. But here's the deal. We know this stuff, but when we get triggered, how do we practice it? Do we have those practices so in our consciousness that we can get out fast? I love this this idea that gratitude is really a spiritual practice. It's kind of like when you are lifting weights, and if you pick up 50 pounds the first time, you're literally going to shake because your muscles aren't used to it. But if you do it every day, if you just have that gratitude idea of consciousness in your mind and you practice it every day, and we'll talk about some of those practices later. When you practice it, it's literally like you just start to get better at it. And then you pick up 55 pounds and you shake again, but you practice that and you get stronger in that. So the first spiritual practice, you know what I think it is? It's the most simple of all. You put your hand over your heart and you check in with your heart. And you take a deep breath. And you just feel whatever you're feeling. And here's the deal. You honor it all. You honor all the feelings. Good, bad, low vibration, whatever they are. You just honor them. You just acknowledge them. You don't stay there necessarily and hang out with them. But you just go, wow, I feel sad right now. Wow, I'm not feeling grateful right now. Wow, I'm getting triggered by this. Whatever it is. You honor it. And then the next part is that you get to choose. You get to choose those thoughts. You get to choose how long do you stay in sadness. You get to choose, oh, wow, I'm not feeling, I'm getting triggered today. Oh, that's right. Karen talked about gratitude. What is one thing I could be grateful for in this moment? And, it's that 1 degree shift that we're looking for. So I tell this story all the time because I think it's just, it's the visual that I need to get myself out of something. And I've told this story before about when I was part of a women's relay team that swam the English Channel. And when you swim the English Channel, you have to literally sign a waiver saying, yes, if a big tanker ship is coming and I didn't stop and they cut me in half, it was my fault. And the reason why you have to sign this waiver saying the tanker ship gets the priority here is that a big tanker ship needs 1 mile out to make a 1 degree shift. Now look at that visual. It needs a mile to be able to go, oh, I want to start changing my direction. So in that mile out, it's going to go, okay, I have that thought I want to change. And they start to move the ship that way so that it slowly starts to move over this way. And that's what this is all about today. And actually, if you take this little idea, it can be with everything you're going through. That if you're looking at goals in your life right now, like, here we're going to the end of the year and we're going to all start talking about New Year's goals and what's my resolution. Well, sometimes It could be on that New Year's goal sheet that you say, I want to make that 1 degree shift to losing weight or getting into an exercise program. And that's going to be the difference of your success. It's when we go, okay, I'm going to just do this radical thing and I'm going to just change everything. It's the 1 degree that will start to move you in that direction. I love this idea of that it's all about choosing. And I found this great quote by Henry Nouwen. Gratitude is a discipline that involves a conscious choice. I can choose to be grateful even when my emotions and feelings are all steeped in hurt and resentment. Now listen to that. I can be grateful even when there's all this crap going on in my life. It's amazing how many occasions present themselves in which I can choose gratitude instead of a complaint. Isn't that a good one? And, these are challenging times, aren't they? And I'm not wanting to, before I set up anything else that I'm going to talk about today, I'm not talking about doing a spiritual bypass. Because one of the things that makes me crazy is when you're going through something hard and people go, oh, it's all good. It's just all good. It's just so good. It's not all good. Sometimes it's not all good. And you have to be able to feel what it is that you're feeling. So when I talk about gratitude, I'm not talking about just going immediately, oh, everything's all good. When you're feeling triggered, when you're feeling upset, that you feel it, you allow those feelings to be there, and then you move on from that, from just looking at that 1 degree shift of like, well, I had a great cup of coffee this morning. I have a great friend. It starts with us, and I have a song called, I wrote a new song called Peace Begins With Me. Peace begins with me when I come from peace. Peace is all I see. Peace begins with me. Because it begins with us. And here's another great quote. In times of turmoil and danger, gratitude helps us steady and ground us. It brings us into the present, and our full presence is perhaps the best offering that we can make to the world. Isn't that it? Our presence, just being fully present, is how we can heal this world. And, speaking of the complaint situation, there was a great minister that I knew from years ago named Will Bowen who wrote, he's written a bunch of books, but he did this challenge of and I'm sure some of you have heard about this, he gave people these gratitude bracelets, these little rubber bracelets. The complaint-free world is what he started. And you had to put it on your wrist and notice how many times you complain. And every time you would complain, you had to move the rubber thing over to your other wrist. And every time you complained, you had to start all over, because the challenge was to not complain for 21 days. Can you imagine? To just be monitoring yourself so much, to just notice that every time you complained, you had to start all over. And then you put it back on the right wrist, and you just try and keep going. So that's one of the first things to just talk about. How often do we complain? And when you do, I don't know if you want to be as radical as doing that exercise, but when you do, just go, oh, I notice, I'm present enough to notice I'm whining about something here, and go back to saying, okay, but what can I be grateful for in this moment? How can I choose a different thought? That's really it. So I'm going to tell you a fast little story that some of you might have heard the story before, but to me, it completely just is my personal story of learning to choose gratitude. And I love telling this story. And you might hear it with new ears if you've heard it before. So years ago, I'm a struggling musician. I'm playing all these little clubs in San Francisco. I'm trying to, make it in this music world and pay my rent and be able to eat and all this stuff. And I'm really struggling. And I heard about this audition at this great club in San Francisco called the Great American Music Hall, my favorite place to go hear music. And they had an open audition for people to be opening acts for the big acts that would come to town. So I go down there and I do my little songs and I audition. And I did what every actor, actress, musician does when you've auditioned for something. You sit by the phone and you keep looking at it, going, when are they going to call me? When are they going to call me? And you keep even checking to make sure the phone's working. So days and days go by, and I'm going, okay, well, I guess, I didn't make the audition, and whatever. But I'm disappointed. But then one day, all of a sudden, the phone rings. Hi, this is Cindy from the Great American Music Hall. And I'm like, I've made it. I'm a star. And she goes, Karen, you did a great audition. We thank you for coming in. And we got a call for something that I think you'd be perfect for. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, is it opening for Sting? Who is it? Who am I going to open for? And she goes, have you ever been to Macy's? I'm like, yeah. She goes, do you know the song The 12 Days of Christmas? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, do you play guitar? And I'm like, and I didn't play guitar, but I'm thinking, if it gets me the job, I go, yeah. She goes, well, we got a call and you're the best person for this. Macy's out in Pleasanton, an hour away from my house, wants to do the 12 days of Christmas, and they want to have a musician walking around for the 12 days of Christmas for a 5-hour shift every day, singing Christmas songs with your guitar. And guess what? You're dressed as an elf. I'm going, an elf singing Christmas songs. This is not exactly the stardom path that I thought I was on. But in typical fashion back then, knowing I needed to pay my rent, I'm like, great. Oh, thanks for calling. So I hang up the phone and the complaints started wailing from me. I mean, oh my God, I can't do this. This is below me. I'm not an elf. I can't play guitar. This is terrible. I'm a total failure. So I go to this job. They dress me in, those little elf shoes with the little curly cues with a little ringy thing on it and an elf hat. And I'm all in green. And I learn like 3 chords on the guitar so I can walk around and sing, Merry Christmas to you. And I get out on the floor that day and I feel humiliated. I'm just in my mind. I'm just going on and on going, this is so awful. Why am I doing this? But I'm making $50 a day. So shut up. Just do the job. I now have little kids going, Mommy, there's an elf. Doesn't she look stupid? And then, of course, I get gangs of teenagers, all these girls, literally following me all over the store going, oh my God, do you know what you look like? You look so stupid. And I'm dying, but I'm doing this all day long. And you ever done that where you notice when you're miserable how the time goes so slowly? So I'm doing this job every day and I'm miserable. I'm complaining. I'm whining in my head. I hate it. But then at the same time, I got a little spiritual revelation. I was reading Wayne Dyer's book. You'll see it when you believe it. Is that it? You'll believe it when you see it. No, you'll see it when you believe it. And in this book, he talks about act as if. He talks about change your thinking, change your life. He's given me all these things. And I just start to read this stuff and realize, wow, I have a choice here. I was 6 days through this. I had 6 more days to go. Am I going to be in misery the whole time and be complaining and whining? So one day I decided, let's just try this on for fun and see, because it's 5 hours of hell at this point. And I decided to come from gratitude. I decided to come from love. I decided to change my thinking and see what it was going to do to my life. So I decided to become a love elf. And I walked out on that floor and I was just all about love and gratitude and Christmas. And I started strumming my little songs and I walked out there and people were smiling at me. For some reason, all the girls that were always taunting me sort of disappeared. Isn't that funny how that happens? And all of a sudden, I'm just having these love exchanges with everybody as I walk around. But the turning point for me was when I walked up. There was a group of women at the perfume department. And I walked up and I just sang, Silent Night, Holy Night, all is calm, all is bright. And all of a sudden, they turned around and they started singing with me. And we had this whole group of people all of a sudden singing together, round yon virgin mother and child. And as I looked, some of them started to cry, and some of them started to hold hands. And all of a sudden, this group of people that were strangers, through the music, through my heart, through the collective consciousness of gratitude and Christmas and love, we bonded. And the rest of those days were magical. They were magical. It was probably one of the best gigs I ever had. It changed my consciousness. It was that 1 degree shift that changed my entire life of coming from love. Coming from love. That's it. That's what we have to do right now at Thanksgiving in these turbulent times, is come from love and gratitude. And, it's really that concept of when I come from love, love is what I'm going to see. If I'm coming from turmoil, if I'm coming from me against them, that's all I'm going to see. We all know this from our, from unity principles and everything, but it's the practice of it. It's the practice of when you get triggered from the news or from whatever's going to happen next in our country or whatever side you're on, that we just both sides keep coming from love. So how do we do this? How do we do this? How do we come from love? How do we come from gratitude? And as I said before, it's really the first step, hand over heart, becoming present to what it is right now. And one of the ways that I do that is I have a little exercise where I just go, I love blank. So I can walk around my whole day going, oh, I love a great cup of coffee. Oh, when I'm in a hotel, I love sheets that are all soft and soft pillows. I love it. And you just keep naming what you love. Or you can also say, I appreciate. And you can do the appreciate and game. I appreciate, this person, and I appreciate this, and I appreciate, and you just keep going. You could be standing in line at the post office being totally bored, especially with Christmas lines that are going to start to happen. And just appreciate everything around you and watch how that time goes faster and watch how your attitude changes. And then the next thing is noticing your language. One of the things that I really notice a lot with me is my language when I say I've got to do something versus, oh, goody gumdrops, I get to do this. So I woke up this morning, and this is one of my things for next year. I want every gig I take, every commitment I say yes to be, oh, goody gumdrops, I get to, as opposed to, oh my God, I've got to get on a plane, I've got to do this thing. I don't want to do that anymore. I did that for years. More obligations. I mean, I love what I do, but there were times when flying and traveling just got really hard, and it was coming from a lot of I've got to as opposed to I get to. And here's something I want to give you an exercise that we're going to do this more in the workshop if you come to that. But my dear mentor and friend Rachel Naomi Remen, if you don't know her, please check her out. She's got these great books, My Grandfather's Blessings and Kitchen Table Wisdom, which is so much about gratitude and coming from love. And she does an exercise that she taught me that I just think is so powerful. And it's a way to be in your day and be noticing things and be present. And so you ask yourself 3 questions at the end of the day. What inspired me? What surprised me? And what touched my heart? So when you're going through your day looking for those inspirations or surprises, or when your heart gets touched, you become more present to the day. You just do. I mean, like right now, I'm so touched by Amy that she's the only person I'm seeing, and I just see her little sweet face, and she reacts to what I'm saying, and she's just like this. I mean, I love this woman. I just totally do. So you're just touching my heart as I'm, because this is usually really hard when you're just talking to the screen. I usually like all the little Zoom people here with me, but I'm looking at her and going, I'm so grateful that she's making up for the 30 faces I'd be seeing just looking at her little sweet face. So, so what inspired me? So write these down, and we'll talk about this more in the workshop. What inspired me today? What touched my heart? And what surprised me? So, and then one last one I want to give you is my friend Noreen. Noreen from New York. I don't know if she's on the call today, but Noreen is a good friend of mine. She's been at so many of my retreats and workshops, and I just adore this woman. And she talks like this, and she lets me mock her like this because her accent is so fabulous. And she's got this exercise that she taught all of us that is so powerful, and I give it to you from Noreen. So it's called the compassionate mirror exercise. Some of you might have heard about this before, but Noreen has been doing this every single day for 13 years. Now check that out. You talk about a gratitude practice. And what she does is at the end of every day, she acknowledges herself in the mirror. So she says, Noreen, I acknowledge you for being nice to that person that, was bugging you or whatever. Noreen, so she does acknowledgments. And then she might say, Noreen, I'm proud of you for something she did that day. And it could be the smallest thing. I acknowledge you for opening the door and waiting longer than you needed to let a bunch of people in. Whatever it is, I acknowledge you for. And then she says, I could just see her doing this too. She's so adorable. Then she blows a kiss in the mirror to herself. Mwah. And she goes every time, you, Noreen, you deserve the very best. Now, she even years ago was in the hospital and, was in bed. And she made the nurse bring a mirror to her so that from her hospital bed, she could still do that exercise. So just think about that. What a difference it could make to you to go through your day looking for gratitudes for yourself. Big thing. This is one of the things I do in all my retreats. It's such an important thing to acknowledge yourself because we tend to acknowledge everybody else, but to acknowledge yourself in the smallest way, whatever it is. But when you're looking for those ideas of what inspired me, what surprised me, what touched my heart, what am I acknowledging myself for at the end of the day, just that practice of knowing when you start your day, you're looking for those things. It's in your consciousness. You will start to find yourself feeling that gratitude more. So with that, I end with this little song that some of you might know, but I want you to know that this was written in one of those dark places of the soul, a time in my life when I couldn't see any gratitudes, any blessings. And it was actually inspired by a minister friend of mine who got up there to do a talk at this conference and said, this is probably the hardest week of my life because my partner will probably be transitioning sometime this week. And he talked about in the midst of the most hardest part of everything he was going through, that he was looking for what he was grateful for in that. And he could still, in the midst of this, find small gratitudes, small things to be grateful for. And so when he did this talk, and of course we were all like sobbing listening to it, I went, I need to anchor this for myself. And when I went through a period later on of a little dark night of the soul for me, I wrote this song to be like my reminder of like the smallest things can be a blessing. So I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Can you sing that with me now? I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I'm so grateful. I am so grateful for all that I have, for all that I have. So blessed. I am so blessed. I'm so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Let's sing it one more time. I'm so blessed. I am so blessed. I'm so blessed. I am so blessed. So grateful. I am so grateful for all that I have. For all that I have, I'm so blessed. I am so blessed. So blessed. So blessed. I am so grateful. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Just that last line. I am so grateful. am so grateful. I am so blessed. So here's my challenge to you this week. If you get triggered, allow yourself to think of one thing you're grateful for in that moment. But I want you to do something for yourself this week. This is Thanksgiving week, where we're giving thanks for everything. I want you to give thanks for you this week. And I want you to do something really sweet for yourself. Something real sweet. What would that be? How would you give gratitude to you? So start there. Then I want you to think about how would you give thanks or gratitude to someone in your life that you love. And do that. Just one thing. It could be calling up someone going, I just want you to know how grateful I am for your friendship. You're just a little sweetheart. And then I want you to take it one step further to your community or to the world, whatever it is. It could be just doing a prayer for the world, for our country, whatever it is. But what is one thing that you could do? And then you just say, I am so blessed. Thanks for listening, everybody. Thank you, thank you.
Well, thank you for sharing. Woo! I know that was a beautiful journey we just went on. And I love all the stories. What did you say? 25% increase by gratitude list. I did not know that. That is, yeah, it's like, why not?
Yeah,
I
just
say yes to
thinking grateful thoughts or writing it down or writing a gratitude journal. 25%, they say. That's the little statistic.
like that's easy peasy, right? Who it doesn't want to do that? We're on board. We say yes, right, everybody? Wow. Okay, I'm going to scroll back through the comments. There were so many wonderful. I love the elf Christmas Macy's story. It is so beautiful, because there's so many things that happen in our life that are like that. Like, this is not what I thought. I wanted to be on the stage with Sting.
Yeah, really? I'm an elf.
Macy's with a guitar and an elf outfit.
Not so much.
And then it's so transformational, right? It's like we can't know all the things, the details, the
But it
divine
had to come
details.
from me. That's the point, though. I mean, because I kept looking.
Yes.
I think that's what we do is we tend to say,
Yes.
well, if my circumstances change, then I can be grateful.
That's
And
right.
that was
That's
one
right.
that it was going to be 12 days of misery. On the first day of
If
being an elf,
if
I
you
thought I was going
didn't
to kill
make that,
myself. I just,
isn't
but
that,
it had to
I
come
mean,
from
that
me.
I love that. I know
Yeah.
everybody else did too because it was such a great story because we can all identify. We can all identify with that. Really. I mean, we're not beautiful musicians like you, but in other
Well, but
ways, right?
somehow we all get in things that are not. I mean, I also wanted something I forgot to say though. There's the get to and the got to. Sometimes things are a got. I've got to do this. You can't get
Yeah.
out of it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to just make a point of what can you do to change it. Some of those got tos could be, wait a minute, I could hire someone to do this thing that I don't want to do. I could ask for help for this. There are other options, but when it
Yeah.
comes down to, I've got to do this, I see no gratitude in it. Sometimes,
Mhm.
it's the most minuscule thing.
Right.
And as I
I love
said, sometimes changing, just changing how I'm framing it. And that's a
right.
big thing for me.
That's huge because you can still say, "Oh, goody gumdrops, my water heater broke and I don't have to fix it. I can hire somebody
Yeah, really getting
or something," right?
Well, I always
Goody
say, in all
gumdrops.
my workshops, everyone's always talking about clutter clearing, that they just hate it so much. And I always say, but then there are people like me that live for it. I mean, I love clutter clearing. I used to be a professional organizer. Do you know that that's what this next week is for me? The end of the year is like my favorite time of year because this is when I go through every room and I go through every drawer and I clean it and I clutter clear it. I mean, some people
I
think I'm nuts, but I'm saying there are things that are your got tos that you could hire out or you could get someone who that's their joy.
I am so with you. Maybe it's a December birthday thing. I don't know, but I'm the same way. And I just did that with my refrigerator. Took, all the drawer, the where you put all the condiments in the door,
Oh,
the
I
little drawer
love
things.
that. And clean it.
Wash that out.
My gosh. You are speaking my language.
It's like all pristine and clean. I mean, these things
Because
haven't
then
been.
when you
I'm
open the refrigerator, it's like, I mean, you
so
know what the
much
bottom line is for
gratitude.
this? Oh my God. To me, it's like the most ultimate thing of transformation for me. I mean,
I
because anything, you feel the energy and you open up the
Yeah.
refrigerator, it looks all sparkly clean, and you just,
Yes.
oh, I love this.
Yes,
Kind of
yes,
weird.
yes.
I'm glad you're
I'm
like
I'm
me.
in agreement. And I think everybody to a degree feels like that, because like when we have a lot of clutter around us, we can kind of start to feel that like, oh, it's cramping in on us. And then when we clean up, we're like, oh, I can breathe. There's
Oh,
space.
exactly.
So
You can feel it
I love
immediately. I love it. Now we're gonna get all these
okay.
people going. Now we're gonna get things in the comments where they're gonna go, "Come to my house, Karen. I'll,
Yeah, help me,
I'll
help
fly
me
you."
organize. Okay, I know Carol was taking notes, and I so appreciate when you do that, Carol. Carol said, choose how long to stay in those feelings. 1 degree shift. I can choose to be grateful, even in the crappy, overwhelming situations and feelings, being fully present. Yes, wow, no complaining for 21 days. That is a great exercise of awareness. Yes, somebody recently just talked about that too here.
Oh, and
Um,
and if you need help with that, his name is Will Bowen. He's got a bunch of books out about this. I mean, maybe it's even
okay.
called the 21-day challenge. I don't know. I mean, I went
Yeah.
online to look for him, and he's got like 3 books now on it. So
Yeah,
it's a
it's great to
challenge.
just
I mean, it's a
notice and be
challenge.
aware of
Yeah.
our minds and what we start to do, right? Just that awareness, exercise of awareness. Carol says, bless you, sister. You'll see it when you believe it. Become a love elf. I know, I just love that story too. Jan says, yes, ask as if. Thank you for that reminder. So true. Reality isn't out there, but it's inside the heart, the mind, the energetics. Yes. Come from love and gratitude. Practice when we're triggered. Um, hand over. Oh, yeah. Hold your hand over heart. Boy, we are going back. Thank you for all these reminders. Linda says, I love your story, Karen, about turning a sour situation into love. So true. Instead of I've got to, say I get to, and goody gumdrops, I get to. That part of it.
There's a difference between I get to as opposed to goody gumdrops I get to.
I'm taking that one. Goody gumdrops. I love it. Carol says, what inspired me, surprised me, touched my heart? Yes, I love those questions too. Hi, Christy was here watching. Compassionate mirror exercise. Acknowledge self, compassion for self, blow a kiss. You deserve the very, very best. I liked that one too. Jan says, I'm so grateful that you, Karen, are in my life, in our community's life, and in the world. Indeed, I concur.
Thank you.
Julie says, love. Thank you, Karen. What a blessing. Linda says, thank you, Karen, for the most powerful and positive about gratitude, love, and self inspiration. Kathy says, thank God so much, Karen. Gratitude is so powerful. I needed the reminder. Carol says, I appreciate how relatable Karen is with the stories, songs, and not simply offering platitudes. I appreciate your recognition of triggers. Nancy says, yes, that feeling of happiness when I open a cleaned out drawer. You know, Gayla, thank you for being here today. Gayla says, try taking on an altered ego who gets joy from doing what one dreads, like Molly Maid, who sings as she cleans. I love that. I love it. I love you all so much. And Karen, thank you for sharing your inspiration, your soul, your authenticity. I echo everything that's in the chat about how great it is to have you with us.
Oh, thank
And we're
you.
so thankful for this time. And we are going to have about 20 minutes, let's say more like 18 minutes before we go into the workshop. Hydrate, nourish, and come back in ready to dive deeply into gratitude as we go into this Thanksgiving week. I love how you ended with these ideas and the mirror exercise and what inspired me today. Notice your language, appreciate and watch, all of these such great reminders. And it's really lovely to dive into even deeper and kind of say, what's going on with me? Where am I at? And I'm looking forward to this. So everybody bring a guest, bring someone in your house, call your neighbor, tune in. It's the week where we can dive into radical gratitude. I love this. So we are going to Jan said, did you see my comment about Karen's book? No, I didn't. Let me scroll back here. Oh, for some reason it's not letting me scroll all the way back.
Well, and let
Um,
me invite you all again if I could just say one other thing
yeah,
too. So, this thing I'm doing tonight is just it's a free sing along. So I've been doing this since the pandemic started, and it's a once a month thing. I'll take off December but come back in January, and it's an hour. I'll just gonna be singing for an hour. So,
yes.
come and join the Zoom link is on the homepage of my website. So, yeah, but come to the workshop. We're just going to
And
we're going to just talk. This is going to be more just we're going to be talking about how we can do more of these things. So,
more of these things, especially during the triggers, right? I mean, because
yeah, well,
that's
cuz
usually,
the
yeah,
holidays can sometimes, trigger us a
sure.
little bit.
Yeah, when everything's just peachy, it's so easy to be encouraged. Yeah.
Well, I got to say, the one thing about the holidays that it makes me crazy, it is that idea that everything's supposed to be so fabulous and you love your family and everything is just great and you've got money to buy a million presents, and that's why I wanted to start with Trigger today because I think sometimes we can just get triggered with some of this idea of what how you're supposed to be thankful and what your life is supposed to be like and it's
Right.
got to come from you. What do you want? How
Yeah.
are you grateful? What are you grateful for? And that's
Right.
it.
I love it. I love it so much. So join us for the workshop. And then remember Sunday Sacred Sing at 6 tonight.
Good.
More. So you can just keep diving into this today as you go into the Thanksgiving week, no matter what it all looks like during the holidays. It's a great place to reset and reboot, going back to Pat's reading with the QR, a
Love
quick
that.
reference, reboot. And okay, thank you, Pat. She just dropped a link to Karen's book. So thank you for that. And I'm going to drop the link to the workshop as well here. So we are going to close with our prayer of divine awakening that I'm going to share on our screen right this moment. And I invite you to speak it out, declare it, make this yours. The prayer of divine awakening. It's a new day, a beautiful day, a new beginning. I embrace this day with new eyes, an open heart, and expansive mind. I choose my vibrational frequency deliberately and consciously, harmonizing with life's events. I am receptive to source energy, divine guidance, and wisdom available to me at all times. I commit to serve unconditional love fully and completely, like the love elf. And moves forward in a state of appreciation. There it goes back to what we talked about today. Appreciate and watch is what Karen had said. I move forward in a state of appreciation and extension of the one magnificent power and presence. I am sovereign, whole, and free, claiming dominion over my life as I go in peace and awaken to my divinity. And so it is. Ashe, namaste, amen. Thank you, everybody, for being here, for co-creating this space. We love you. We bless you. Oh, shine on, bright beings of love. Thank you, Karen, for everything. We are
Thank
so
you,
grateful for
Amy.
you, your
I'm so
radiance.
grateful. I'm grateful for you. You do a beautiful job. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you. We're basking in the radiance this morning, and I am beyond blessed. And I love the songs. Both of the songs are on my going to school playlist. My God, you were all part of our morning for many years. We bless you, Karen. We love you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and tuning within here this morning. We are going to move over to the workshop after you get nourished. I'm dropping the link in the live stream chat right now. It's on the homepage and on our Facebook events page. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Love and blessings. Shine on, bright ones. So appreciate you.